Greetings everyone and welcome to the Occult Think Tank. My name is Greg. In this video I am going to be talking about the First Testament of the Illuminati. For those that are subscribers of mine, you will notice that there was an upload before, and the reason for that was I had pre-recorded the audio because there will be a transcript of the audio on my website, occultthinktank.com. But I goofed when I recorded it the first time, and there was a massive echo, and I can't leave that, so we're trying this again. Hopefully this one sounds right. I considered whether or not to do a word-for-word reading of this piece of shit book, and ultimately decided against it. I'm not doing this because I'm not that much of a sadist. It's bad enough I had to read this garbage. I'm not going to subject all of you to the hell that I'm enduring for your enjoyment. What I will do is give you the general idea of what is being expressed and my take on it. This first video will be the closest to a word-for-word reading, as this really sets up the absolute tyrannical nature of what this Illuminatium is advocating for. I'll try my best not to go too nuclear on this, but I won't make any promises in that regard. My rant on what is in this book, or as I saw one person term what I do, the verbal evisceration, could be epic. One additional note before I get started is this. A full written transcript of this video will be available on my website, occultthinktank.com. This is something I don't normally do, as I'm not normally reading a script, but in this case it seems like the most effective way to keep me from going off topic and completely covering the subject. This book starts with what I regard as the biggest example of an overinflated sense of itself that I have ever seen. If you think Christians have an overinflated sense of their Jesus, they pale in comparison to what these clowns are claiming. Here's how the book begins. You may not realize it yet, but you have been led here by design, even though you arrived by your own free will. You were not shown a symbol in the sky, nor a voice that caused the ground beneath you to tremble, demanding that you read the words written in this testament. You followed your own life's journey to find your way here, never suspecting that the map you relied upon was drawn by us. If that isn't an overinflated sense of one's own importance, I honestly don't know what is. It is arrogance to an extreme to claim that you were drawn somewhere by these clowns or anyone. The truth is, you, my listeners, came here not because of these idiots, but because you found enjoyment in the videos that I do. Since I started the Occult Think Tank back when I was doing internet radio, I would cover things that were termed occult. Since the Illuminati subject is among things classified as occult in our society, it was something that was on my radar. But it certainly wasn't because of these clowns, or any of the symbols they have tried to co-opt as being theirs. Let's just be crystal fucking clear. There is zero evidence as to who came up with the circle symbol, or the pyramid symbol, while the Eye of Ra is most certainly of Egyptian origin. Whoever wrote this pompous bullshit didn't invent any of those symbols. The Illuminati is an elite collective of political leaders, business owners, and other influential members of this planet. I honestly don't think they could have been any more vague in saying who they are. Even the conspiracy theories regarding the Illuminati are far more specific regarding who the Illuminati are. The Illuminati refers to the Bavarian Illuminati, a secret society that operated for only a decade, from 1776 to 1785. This organization was founded by Adam Weishaupt, a German law professor who believed strongly in entitlement ideals. This group only had 650 to 2,500 members. Now, the 13 Illuminati bloodlines that I have found mentioned are the Astor bloodline, the Bundy bloodline, the Collins bloodline, the DuPont bloodline, the Freeman bloodline, the Kennedy bloodline, the Lee bloodline, the Onassis bloodline, the Rockefeller bloodline, the Rothschild bloodline, the Russell bloodline, the Van Dunn bloodline, and the Merovingian bloodline. The truth is, the Illuminati is supposed to be a secret society, so having a list of bloodlines does seem to conflict with the secret part. I only include that because it is what is openly available for anyone to find if they research this. However, I do want to point out that I have noticed this cult appears to be trying to corner the term Illuminati and any searches related to it. I have come across multiple websites that all go back to the same cult. Here are just 5 that I found, although I am sure there are many more like it. Illuminati Secret Community 666.com, Illuminati Supreme Organization.com, Illuminati Brotherhood Official.org, Illuminati-community.com, thenewwaytolife.com. The book then goes on to claim, "You will not find us praised in any history book or document, though the Illuminati has helped shape every major movement on this planet since the first human government was established." For this to be true, they would have to go back to the Sumerians, as they were the first society we have record of. There is a list of the Sumerian 100 firsts, and the gods of the Sumerians were called the Anunnaki, which is thought to be reptilian aliens. While I can't prove the claim made is total bullshit, what I can say, based on how overinflated their sense of importance is, that it is very likely that this is another case of overinflation. The next section is titled, "The Illuminati's Purpose is to Secure the Ongoing Survival of the Human Species." Once again, shows how overinflated their sense of importance is. I would need some serious evidence to believe that the Illuminati is behind everything going on in the world. They claim, like all organisms, the human species naturally strives against extinction. This is a vastly overgeneralization and ignores the fact that some of these groups or individuals openly support depopulation. Of course, the ones that these people feel should be depopulated wouldn't be them or their group. It then goes on to make a claim which you have to hear to believe, and see to believe, because you'll see all of this in front of you. Though your countries have borders, your languages have barriers, all people in all places are members of the same biological family. All humans are pieces of a collective that keep humanity in existence. Holy hyperbole, Batman! But wait, there's more. Though you are a mere speck on the back of a grain of sand when compared to the vast number of humans born and decomposed for millennia, You are as important to your species' survival as the greatest kings and queens. If every human of Earth suddenly was exterminated at once, sparing only 2 beggars, they would each be owners of half the planet, and the only hope's life for humanity's future. Not only is this hyperbolic dribble, it is biologically impossible. Sure, the Christians are stupid enough to think that you can populate an entire world with only 2 people. Even if that would be remotely possible, the reality is, after a few generations of inbreeding, children would be so brain damaged as to render the human species babbling fucking idiots, where life-threatening deformities would be commonplace. Not to mention, those 2 people would not own the planet any more than we do. Just because we live on this planet doesn't mean we own it. You can't claim that the Earth is worth X, so each person owns an 8/billionth of the Earth's value. Yet this is exactly what they would each be owners of half a planet is claiming. Like I said before, holy hyperbole, Batman. But wait, there's more. If only all humans understood that their importance in the grand scale of survival. If only all humans could see that barriers between belief or geography or skin are of no importance to the perpetuation of their species. If only all humans saw themselves as tiny but unique, important pieces of our universal design. If only these idiots could have quit with the hyperbole before going full intelligent design Christian type of bullshit. Alas, no. This steaming pile of hyperbolic Sunday shit gets topped with the rancid cherry of Christian-based design bit of nonsense. I'm not saying that people don't matter, but for the love of logic, can we at least be honest enough to say that these Illuminati fucktards are really the ones shaping the movements in society, that they have been among those pushing for this cancel culture or tearing down of statues, as well as pushing the racial divide narrative that is in the media? There is simply no way this cult, calling itself Illuminatium, can sidestep the black eye that they must get from the creation of some of these extremely destructive movements that have happened and are still happening. They can't try and take credit for the good shit without also taking the black eye from the vile shit we see. You cannot flap your gums how we are all part of some biological family while your media whores push a black versus white narrative with police. After all, I don't give a flying fuck what color someone's skin is. You pull a gun on a cop and run at them with a knife, your dumb ass is gonna die. Plus, when a jury is so fucking scared of the mob mindset that they are willing to ignore the facts in favor of appeasing the mob because they don't want more riots or violence, and calling what happens justice, is enough to make me fucking vomit. If you think I'm trying to shove too much at this Illuminati, let's not take my word for it. Let's rather go by their own fucking words. Freedom is an idol of the human species. Let that title fucking sink in for a second. The Illuminati operates in defense of you and all humans, in all places, of all generations. Our duty to this planet has spanned across centuries and survived even the most established government entities. But the cultivation of trillions of human lives is a daunting responsibility. And while the human would not exist today without our protection, many uninformed masses may mistake our guidance for a restriction of liberty. So let's unpack that bit of insanity bullshit and crucify them with their own words. Yes, I'm getting the hammer and fucking nails ready. Brace yourself. First, there was this. The Illuminati operates in defense of you and all humans, in all places, and all generations. This is fucking impossible. Because you simply can't defend the pedophile and the child being sexually abused at the same time. You can't protect the rapist and the rape victim at the same time. You can't protect the criminal media that twists the news to fit a political narrative and the public that believes the narrative at the same time. So claiming you act in defense of all humans is fucking impossible. Some people must be opposed because what they are doing is harmful to others. The fact that they are part of this biological family is meaningless bullshit. It doesn't fucking matter if they are part of the human species. Their actions are such that they must be opposed in the interest of all. A far better motto is a Star Trek one, spoken by the character Spock. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. Second, our duty to this planet has spanned across centuries, survived even the most established government entities. This means that they're directly responsible for the massive lives lost in wars that resulted in the fall of those past government entities. Their duty was in direct conflict with itself. You simply can't defend the tyrant and the masses or the criminal and the victim at the same time. You must make a choice. We can see from history that the Illuminati has done fuck all regarding this duty. Third, but the cultivation of trillions of human lives is a daunting responsibility. And while the human would not exist today without our protection. If you haven't realized by now, these fucktards are acting as if they're fucking God. This is a level of narcissism that is unmatched by any cult I have ever seen. Don't just dismiss this here as bluster or boasting. This is exactly how they see themselves, and they are setting up for why taking away your freedom is right. Notice they say the human would not exist today without our protection. Which human would not exist today? I can list a few obviously you didn't protect very well, like George Floyd. Or could that death have been part of your grand plan, like some conspiracy theories claim? Or what about Matthew Shepard? Where is this grand protection when the human was being murdered by Christians because he was gay? There are lots of humans that don't exist today, which is a shining example of how in this matter of protection you fucking suck. What this really reminds me of is the mob boss mentality, which seems far more fitting for what the writer is actually engaging in. This goes on to say, every human desires to be free of oppression, free of hardship, free of poverty, free of hunger, free of rules and laws. But as you understand, the nature of your species leaves true freedom impossible. My first thought is that this is a no true Scotsman fallacy, but I'm thinking this could be more accurately be a begging the question fallacy, as it is begging the question of why the fact that struggle is part of life and that we must have rules and laws in order to have a society where we coexist. Why does this mean that freedom in general is impossible? I'm certain that there is a major logical fallacy in this. I just might not be thinking of the correct one. If you know which one would be more accurate, please put that in the comment section. This brings us to the grand finale of this video. Are you free to murder? Are you free to steal? Are others free to murder and steal from you? Or are there certain freedoms that must be given up for the benefit of all? As far as arguments go for taking away people's freedom, I think this has to be the absolute dumbest. This strikes me as Ray Comfort level of stupid. But I think even Ray Comfort, for as stupid as his banana claim was, didn't reach this level of dur-dur-dur. A big question I have in this is why murder and theft are the only two freedoms they're going to. Are they saying that all other freedoms, like freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of religion, need to be sacrificed for the benefit of all? Where is the harm in the freedoms I mentioned? This should make it glaringly obvious to everyone that the Illuminati are about the destruction of America in favor of a global dictatorship, which actually fits the conspiracy theories, which is a very scary thought. I also want to point out that terms like the human, which occur multiple times in this, aren't something that someone that is human would actually say, but rather what an alien would say, which makes me wonder, could this idea of reptilian aliens ruling our world actually have something to it? It seems fucking bizarre to me that someone would use the term the human unless they themselves weren't, or at least believed they weren't. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Later, people.